Oh, almighty Grimgor Ironhide. It troubles me to trouble you. While you're thinking. But the lads are wondering who's next. What about Angrim's lot? Those ginger stunties down at the Slayer Keep. It's a bit of a slog, but it'll be worth it. Umis then? I bet those pretty little cities burn lovely. Powers building there, bigger and spikier than normal. Time to move, boss. Time to fight. Give the order. Yeah, the order. Say it. Say it.
Okay, so CA have released yet another trailer, this time for Total War Warhammer. They've already released a trailer for their upcoming DLC for Attila this week, Age of Charlemagne. So just going to give you some of my thoughts and impressions from this trailer. They did mention at the end of this trailer, which is the Grimgor Ironhide campaign trailer in-engine cinematic, that there would be some campaign gameplay footage released next week. So I'd assume that's going to be something along the lines similar to the Blackfire Pass battle video. Hopefully I'll be able to grab that footage as well and give you my own thoughts and impressions on that when they take a look at the campaign map. They've said that's going to be next week. So this is kind of just, I guess, start the ball rolling. So feel free to, comment with some of your thoughts, what you think about the campaign map. We saw a couple of glimpses in that trailer just there. Obviously, you've got that to and fro with Grimgor and a little goblin buddy who unfortunately gets his neck squished, so he doesn't last too long. But in the kind of scenes that we see, the little flyovers, we see some of the dwarven carracks, their keeps, their castles in the mountains. I think we see a bit of the greenskins lands. We see one of their camps, and I think in the kind of the background of one of the shots flying over the Dwarven Mountains, you can kind of see one of the dwarven carracks that they've either taken or ruined or something, because it's kind of got some orc greenskin graffiti on it, similar to the greenskin graffiti and just items and symbols that they had in the Ambush at the Thundering Falls battle, where they've kind of propped it up against on top of dwarven building pieces and things like that. So they've kind of turned it into their own settlement. So I guess one would assume that when orcs, or rather greenskins, capture dwarven settlements, they'll greenskinify it, which looks like it could be pretty cool. Yeah, so flying over, seeing those dwarven carracks, some great kind of dwarven architecture there. They look really good. Can't wait to see like a full-scale dwarven siege. The kind of tease that we did see of a dwarven carrack siege was in the Thorim Grudgebearer trailer with the Book of Grudges, and that battle there seemed pretty cool. The old organ guns firing from the top of the walls. We see another siege going on in this trailer against the Empire, and they really seem to have got that sense of kind of epic siege back with Warhammer. Okay, this is an in-engine cinematic, so it's not actual gameplay, but it is using kind of assets from the engine to generate these cinematic scenes. if they can capture just a small portion of that sort of scale, obviously, kind of we've seen this sort of epicness, this scale before Siege of Carthage trailer, which was not the final representation that we got in the final version of Rome 2. We never got that huge sense of scale with sieges. Now, obviously, there's going to be some performance limitations with that, so you're never going to truly get like an insanely large, you know, huge city or carrack or castle to siege. But if there could be some kind of increase in scale, just I've never felt sieges were truly as epic as Medieval 2's. I mean, Rome 2's and Attila's, I think, well, Attila's got better in terms of mechanics and how sieges went, and obviously visually they look better, but there's still something every time I play Medieval 2 or a mod for Medieval 2, sieges really feel epic and siegey. Don't know a better word for it, but they really fit the scenario that you're playing there. So yeah, we had those siege towers, the greenskin siege towers pushing on in. There were catapult shots firing on in as well, which it looked pretty cool. There's a lot of detail as well on that Empire City, on the various parapets and towers. Please, CA, say that you put that kind of detail into the actual sieges and castles, just because, and I really hope there's a lot more variety to settlements, because in Attila, there's maybe 4 or 5, but after a while they all just seem the same. I guess they can't auto-generate maps, so that you'd almost have an endless supply of siege maps, just because they need to somehow fit the pathfinding in with everything, I guess. So they probably have to create a set number of them. But I mean, I would love if they create more, and even if it's maybe if there's only kind of a select few in the first game, I really hope they expand the different types in the other games, because there's obviously meant to be 2 more Warhammer games after the first one, so there'll be 3 in total. But yeah, that siege looked cool. I hope that we have garrisonable buildings again in sieges, because that's something I miss. Especially because Rome 2, I don't think there's any in Attila, but in Rome 2 there was one building which you could garrison slingers like on top of, and it looked great. And it was kind of like that seemed like one remnant of a enterable building or garrisonable building on the battle map that the rest either didn't make it or were scrapped or whatever happened with that system. But it would have been fantastic in Rome 2 and Attila to be able to kind of get on those other little buildings. Again, obviously there's more pathfinding and stuff to build in there, but you know, they've been going on and on about adding depth into this game, and I really feel that is a key feature to depth in siege battles. I'd love for units to be able to, you know, choose different parts of the city to kind of try and garrison, because you'd then almost try and blockade streets as you fell backwards into the inner keep or the town square or something like that. So very interested to see a siege at some point. I hope maybe that might be a battle. Potentially, obviously we've still no information about the vampire counts. We haven't seen any cinematics for them, haven't seen any gameplay for them yet. Maybe we'll see a siege with the vampire counts. I'd kind of like to see that, because we've had obviously an underground battle with the dwarves. Battle of Blackfire Pass was standard land battle or a quest battle. If with the greenskins, their kind of focus is going to be showing off the campaign map, then with vampire counts, siege battle perhaps, because obviously naval battles in Warhammer are going to be just auto-resolvable. They won't be playable, which I'm not too bothered about that, mainly because and from what I've heard, there weren't any kind of prominent naval battles, or it doesn't really feature that much in it, and obviously the tabletop is mainly focused on the land-based battles, be that underground, on the ground level, or above ground. You also saw an orc, or rather a greenskin, I should say, greenskin general, I think on a wyvern. Again, that's that kind of mount system that they've got in Total War Warhammer, where as your general levels up, he can gain access to different mounts, and I think you can also get different mounts and items and things like that through doing the quest battles and all that jazz. So, be very interesting to see how. I would assume if you get like a big wyvern, that I don't know if it maybe doubles your movement range, but I would expect it to see it increase your movement range a bit. But yeah, I saw those greenskin armies moving up and besieging that Empire City. And then we kind of cut back to some more cinematic chat with Grimgor, and then we saw Norska or the lands right up in the north, with the Norskarians, I believe. I hope I've said that right. I'm just looking at my map. Norskar, yeah. So the Norskans, I think that's who they were anyway, or who they were meant to be. In obviously the trailer there, and you know, that was going through the northern plains, and then kind of above that to the east, or north of that, across a bit of sea, I think there's the Chaos Wastes and things like that. But yeah, the Norskans, they're, you know, spiky, and I guess they're close to the Chaos Wastes, so that was what they were saying about this different kinds of beasts and things, where I assume the presence of chaos is a bit more a bit stronger, so it potentially influence some of the units you can get there, perhaps. But yeah, it seemed a very colourful, definitely a completely different kind of art style than we've seen before. Obviously, the realms of fantasy having their influence in there, but yeah, very high kind of mountain peaks there, very 3D terrain that they've got in there. So quite looking forward to seeing what the full campaign map gameplay is going to be like. I'll get a chance to see what it actually looks like, how detailed it is. From that cinematic, obviously it looks good, I think, but it's not actual gameplay yet, so going to kind of hold off, full thoughts and impressions until we see that gameplay next week, apparently, according to their Facebook page. So share your thoughts down below. Let me know what you thought. Did it look good? What do you think of kind of the green skins from that? You know, what do you think about the sieges and the stuff that I mentioned there? And I guess we'll resume this next week when they do their campaign map. I think they called it an orc through. Very punny. Oh dear, an orc through. But yeah, that should be next week. So I'll hopefully do another one of these then when it comes out. We'll take a look at it. If there's anything you think I should check out in the meantime, in terms of kind of, I guess, learning my greenskin lore, I'm already watching Arch Warhammer's stuff, because I know a lot of you are telling me to do that. I'm hoping I can collab with him at some point in the future as well. But anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride in joining the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG Green Man Gaming and GT Omega Racing. Until next time, ciao for now.